Hello, my name is Joanne and I'm a lifelong spiritual intuitive whose soul has called me onto social media to start making videos in order that I may share the vast amount of spiritual knowledge that I've gained in this and many other lifetimes. I asked my soul a question: what could I say to people to best help them, to best serve them? Because in truth, that's the reason why I'm here. I really do get very happy when I work with other people, and the words that I tell them or the energy I share with them brings a smile to their face and helps them to be happier, because it makes me happy too. When I asked my soul the question, what could I talk about to help others? And I also work with the angels, and the angels popped in the answer too. And they said to me, please talk to people about how they can find peace in their lives. They said that, and I know this to be true, that so many people are busy with their lives and doing what they need to do to get through the day and dealing with all the outer world disturbances or lower frequencies from the matrix, that it's difficult for them to find peace. I'm going to talk about how you can find peace in your lives. And the simple answer is that all peace that you're looking for resides within. But the world we live in, because it's an illusionary world that has the matrix, if those of you who are familiar with, a system of programming us so that we don't look inward to find peace, that we're focused on the outer world where there's a lot of chaos, conflict, and drama, then it's going to be difficult for us to find peace. And the matrix was designed that way. I'm going to show you the graphic that I've used in other videos. I flipped it over to this side because I realize it's really big and it's hard to see a lot of the words on it. And I wanted to focus what was on this side of my graphic because it pertains to how is it that we find peace. And as I've spoken in previous or talked about in previous videos, that the world we live in is considered to be a 3D world. It's a world that is run by a group of individuals and beings, both of this world and not of this world, that want to control humanity. And it's considered a world of duality. There's light and dark in it. There are many of us who live from our hearts, we live from the light, and we live from love. And we're considered to be more empathic people. And then there are those who live in the darkness, who don't live from love, and who are considered narcissistic. And they work to control other people, particularly those who are empathic. In this graphic, it shows the 3D world down here, the controllers of the 3D world here, and this all exists below the vibration of love, and certainly below the vibration of peace. In this world, there's a lot of sadness and suffering and chaos and conflict and drama, and everything's so complicated, everything's so difficult, or most things I should say are so difficult, right, in this world. But it really doesn't need to be that way, and in truth, Earth wasn't initially designed to be that way. But what happened was, up here we have the heavenly kingdom, and Earth was actually designed to be more like a paradise, governed by the vibration of love, which is the frequency or vibration on which the universe runs. But what happened was there were some what are known as fallen angels that manifested a world of suffering by controlling humanity. And in a previous video, I talked about how when we first incarnate into Earth as babies, we get captured kind of like in a net, where these beautiful, loving, peaceful souls who incarnate into being a baby in this world of duality, and as soon as we incarnate, we start getting hit by the programming of the 3D world that takes us away from our souls. In truth, babies and children are closest to the kingdom of heaven, to the higher dimensions of where our souls exist, because they're closest to the heavenly kingdom simply because they haven't been on earth as long and they haven't had as much programming. as we get older. This brings me to the concept of children, which will feed into how it is that we can be peaceful in our lives. Right here, and this is a part of the graphic I hadn't shown before, that one of the main tactics that those who are in the lower vibration, who live in the darkness, who want to control humanity, is they traumatize children. There are systems and structures built into Earth that intentionally traumatize children, because when children are traumatized and their hearts are traumatized, then it's difficult for them to exist at the love vibration. And as they get older, it's difficult for us, grown children, to exist in the love vibration, because throughout our lives, we've been kind of constantly subject to these energetic, purposeful frequencies to hit our energy fields to keep us stuck in the net of the matrix. The key to healing ourselves and to exist in the vibration of love resides around healing the wounded inner child. That's the major key, that so much of us are walking around with these little children inside of us, ourselves at younger ages, that have these trauma or just wounds to them that prevent us from experiencing love and peace as an adult. How do we exist in peace? We first have to heal the wounded inner child. And I'm going to talk for a moment about my book, The Book of Love. And I also mentioned this in a previous video, that I'm not just promoting this book because I want to sell it. It is because I know when I wrote it that Mary Magdalene's energy is in the book. It's in the words inside of the book, and there are healing codes and frequencies to help you heal your inner child and your adult also, to return you to the frequency of the soul. And I'm going to read 3 paragraphs from the book that talk about healing the self and how important it is. And this is an excerpt from December 30th, 2025. To conduct your most holy and blessed mission from the highest spiritual frequency, it is essential you must embark upon inward reflection to determine any place you are not living from the power of your soul. This is like looking into a river of the living word of the Creator. The water will reflect the degree from which you are existing in your soul's energy. If there is anything you see that you do not like, such as lower energetic frequencies, it is then essential to do the work to heal the self. The choice and work to heal will stir the living waters within, and the reflection you will receive in the river once the water settles will be that of ascension. O most golden star of myself, how you do shine in the love and light frequency of the one who created me, the one who imprinted me with a mirrored reflection of cosmic energy, allowing me to rise in frequency above the illusionary world. It is from this perspective of the uncaged bird I clearly see a new reality, living in my purpose in high spiritual frequency. I have risen and have returned to show humanity the path to love, the path to joy, the path to the true nature of their soul, from which they may live joyously all the days of their lives. From my transfiguration into the energy of my soul, spun in gold and resplendent energy of the sun, I have risen to show others how to live from their soul too, the golden star energy of consciousness, where all energy is one. In this passage in the Book of Love, Transmissions from Mary Magdalene on the Truth of Your Soul and the Power of Love, she speaks about how important it is to heal the self, to go inward and to find out where it is that there's inner turmoil, where you're not at peace within the self. And when you heal that inner turmoil in the self, then your outer world will be less chaotic. And one of my favorite things to do in spiritually coaching other people is to help them find that inner peace by connecting to their soul. Again, I'll bring this graphic over for a moment to show you that our souls exist in the higher dimensions above 3D. And when we're inside of the matrix, we're living from frequencies that are beneath love, such as fear, shame, guilt, anger. Those are some of the major energies that are running our operational system in the matrix. And that's why it's difficult to be at peace when we have all these other emotions that are in the forefront with our ego, and our souls sitting in the background saying, pay attention to me and you'll be happier. But in order to do that, we have to clear out those lower frequencies, like dredging a river to clean a river and bring it back to its pristine state, the living waters of the self. The river has to be cleansed and purified. And similarly, our energy fields need to be cleansed and purified of these lower frequencies, lower emotions that prevent us from living from love. And when we connect to our higher self, that also acts as a type of purification, because it brings down this high Christed love and light energy into our ego that's still in the matrix and allows us to rise above to the frequency of love. And that is my favorite thing to do, is to connect people to their souls, to their higher selves, by connecting to the love and light within. And I plan on, in the future, just showing more content and exercises where we can work together and I can help connect you to your higher self. And you can start it on your own. You don't have to wait for me. And you can do it by just setting the intention of allowing your higher self to come through. Okay? All right, my soul's telling me, so don't wait for the future. Just give a little bit of information now. So when I work with someone and they're talking to me about an issue they're having and why their life isn't flowing smoothly, there are things that can be done to clear the obstacles in the way. And it's specific for the individual. And then another thing that can be done is to connect them to their higher self. When I do this, I just connect to the light and let light flow through me and around me and get a giant star in my light. And then I talk to them about, do you want to upgrade into your higher self? Do you want to exist more in your higher self? And if they agree, the frequencies start running down, and I can see them from above going down into themselves. And it's different for each person. I usually see it as golden energy. And the person I work with tells me they can feel the golden energy of their higher selves just flowing into them. And then it connects them to their soul. And that's where we become happy. That's where we find the vibration of love. And then when we feel that, it brings us so much peace. Is there a stuck point? And then learning how to delete it from your energy field, and then bringing in the energy of your soul and opening up your heart center to make it filled with love and light. Okay, so I'm radiating that energy out to you now. If anyone wants it, you can take it. If you don't, that's fine too. And this is really the way to find peace in your life, is by taking some time to be quiet. Even if you have a very busy schedule, you can certainly find a few minutes here and there and just go inward and remember you're a soul. And you can ask your soul for guidance. How do I connect to you? How can I hear your voice more strongly so that I can be happier? I can live at peace. And ask and you shall receive. And it's also, you have to be quiet a little bit too to hear the voice of your soul. If you're always busy running here, there, everywhere, it makes it a little bit more difficult, although not impossible, to hear what it is that you need to do. Even if you're in your car driving, you can just ask, soul, how do I connect to you? How do I get closer to you? How do I hear your words so that I can feel love in my heart really strongly and I can be at peace? And there are just simple strategies like that that can help you be more peaceful. And when you're more peaceful, then other people around you will sense your peace and wonder what it is you're doing. And you can tell them what you're doing too. And there's a whole ripple effect, not just by telling someone, but by energetically existing in your soul and existing in peace. You send out that invitation to others to do the same. Okay, I'm kind of listening to the angels to see if there's anything else they want me to tell you. Just, they're saying just whatever information I gave you that is helpful to you, that feels true in your soul, to just on it, and then just start asking, well, what is it I need to do to heal? What is it that requires me to be happier? And just put it out to the universe that you want to be happier, and just start asking, what can I do to be happier? What can I do to be more at peace? And ask your soul to show you what is it that will benefit me. And the more we start communicating with our souls, the less we rely on the outer world and the matrix. With the energy of the matrix is really heavy, and it kind of can pull you down. The energy of your soul is really light, and it lifts you up and makes you feel joy. And this is the way we are supposed to live. We are designed to live in joy and live in peace. But the matrix kind of put their net of programming around us to make us think, okay, this is how I'm supposed to live. Life's supposed to be a struggle, difficult, I'm always working. Whatever the beliefs that the matrix give to us, it's not the truth to who we are. The truth is we are love and light personified. We are the mirrored image of the one who created us. We are source consciousness that is having a human experience. If we live more from our source consciousness than from our ego and the matrix, the lower dimension of 3D, then that is how we find peace in our life. It's just shifting our perspective of how we view life in order to be more peaceful. Okay, thank you for listening.